This is war! Ravens are going down!
All right, we're taking on the Ravens. We got a video coming up tomorrow, right?
Woo!
This is war. This man's a warrior right here. Steel Studio, baby.
Let's go!
All right. Hey, this is Rick Mooney in the Steel Studio. I am glad to be here. I'm thankful for the Steelers, thankful we're in the playoffs, and we are excited, man. We are ready to go. And you know what? My title is Size Matters. This is how the Steelers can eliminate the Bills. I'm going to tell you how we can eliminate the Buffalo Bills, a team that is good but not unbeatable, a team that probably struggled and got lucky to get the 2 seed, but Miami having all their injuries. But they're good. They're a good team. The Steelers finished the season 5-1 in the division. They were 5-1 against playoff teams, 8-5 against teams with winning records, and not a bad team. People are not giving us enough credit, as we know, and it all starts with Mason Rudolph and running the football. And there's something Andy Weidel said back in May I want to play for you, and it pretty much wraps up how the Steelers are, how they want to be, and how we're going to be, because we got back to Steeler football. Here he is.
You know what? We want to be big. We want to be physical. We want to be tough. We want to be able to impose our will on teams. That's the Pittsburgh Steelers, right? You go break the other team's sword in the second half of a game, be able to go win on the road. That's what we're building. That's what we have here. That's what they've been in the past, and that we want to continue that identity. So that works in this business. You know, physical, tough, smart players, strategic thinkers that you can take on the road. You feel good about. They're on your bus going to the stadium.
There you go, man. That is Andy Weidel. That's what he said back in May, and that's what they've built, a big, tough, physical team. We got to run this team over. We got to play Steeler football. We got to beat the hell out of them. Najee Harris, Jalen Warren, they don't have anybody like that. The Bills aren't even built for their own stadium. It's pathetic, and they're going to be sorry because they're going to show them what they should have. They should have a Najee. They should have a Jalen. Guys like Siamalu are playing out of their mind. Broderick Jones is mowing people over. And I think we're only going to continue to get better. We're going to build on that after the season. But right now, we could run right through these playoffs, man. This is how teams do it. Teams are not built for this anymore. You know, the Bills are in nickel defense 80% of the time. Are they going to switch that up and play base now? If they do, then it's not their normal defense. So I think we can run them over. We can keep them off the field. Use Najee, and people are saying all the Steelers are just going to run. No, we're not. We're still going to throw. Mason has played great. He can make the big throws. We have big-time receivers, even in weather. It's supposed to be windy. Who knows if it will be? You know, the weather drama. Who knows if it really will be? But if it is, then we'll run a little more than we pass. We'll throw some short passes and break them like we did in Baltimore. If it's not, we could still do it. The only thing we have to worry about with them is Josh Allen. He touches the ball on 85% of their scoring plays. I'm not a big stat person, but that guy, the whole offense goes through him. Put hits on the guy, lay him out, keep him relegated in the pocket best you can. We do it with Lamar all the time. We can do it with this guy. And his receivers, Gabe Davis may not play. If he does, he's gimpy. And the other guy's a little gimpy too, I think. He hasn't been what he was. I can't think of his name. You know who I'm talking about. The good receiver they got. But anyway, we have good receivers too. They do have good tight ends, but Minka's back, Kazie's back. We should be able to cover the middle a little bit better. Roberts will be healthier. So I'm very optimistic that we can compete with this team. And if we just play physical, maul them football, they won't be able to stop it. And we'll keep this game close and we can win it. I really believe that. I think the Steelers are going to show people that we are better than they think we are. We just play physical football. No one wants that. No one wants to play physical football. Not in this day and age. And the Bills are not built for that. They're built to play Kansas City, Cincinnati, Miami, finesse teams, as they're all speed on defense. And I'm not saying they're bad, but they're not as good as you may think. When you go through their roster, it's not as good as you think it is, because they've been good for a while, and we just expect that they're still that good. And I think they're beatable, man. You know, I watched the Chargers game. They played the Chargers. Chargers should have won that game. That was a fluke. And even New England gave them trouble twice. And what did New England do? They ground and pound, and we're better than them. New England's defense is good though too, and the Bills do run the ball a lot, believe it or not. But they're not. They don't have the running game we have. We should be able to shut them down. Just go in there, play, give it your all, play Steeler football. And I know we're not going to have T.J. Watt, but of all the games that we would play this weekend, say we went to Kansas City or Miami or somewhere else, I think we would have missed TJ than we will in this game because the Bills don't give up a lot of sacks. We just need to stay in our lanes. We need to put some hits on the guy, and I think Nick Herbig's speed could really be an edge here, especially on the turf. He's a little bit faster than TJ, and he is due to have breakout game. He could get a fumble, cause a fumble, and Josh Allen will turn it over. They turn it over a lot. In the playoffs, Houston has the least amount of turnovers. We're second. So we just continue to do that. If we do not turn it over and we cause some turnovers, run the football, we will win this game. And we will be talking about next week's game against Baltimore. So that's where I got. That's what I got. I think we're going to be fine. I'm excited, fired up. And the Steelers made the playoffs. So all that talk, all that negativity can go away. It's not easy to win in the playoffs. We're there. We're due. Teams that are number 7 or 0-8 or something like that I saw since they've had a 7th seed. Well, that's time to be broken. It's about time that's going to be broken. It's going to be this week. It's going to be us. Josh Allen is 4-0 at home in the playoffs, 0-4 on the road. But I watched last year. I watched Miami play them, and they should have won that game up there. And it's exactly the spot that we're in this year. So they got lucky and won that game last year. They're not going to win this time. It's our turn. So, hey, go Steelers. Please subscribe. Follow me. Follow me on my Facebook group, The Steel Studio. This week's True Steeler of the Week is none other than Mean Joe Green. Every week we talk about true Steelers that forge this organization. They're not always the guys like Mean Joe or Hall of Famers. So, we've had other guys before, guys that made a difference with the team, and just true hard-nosed Steelers. The Kiesels of the world also. Those kind of guys. But Webster and Joe Green, those guys are the foundation of the organization. Last week was Troy, and we want to talk about them because there's nothing like a Pittsburgh Steeler. It's different from any other organization in sports. It's a tough, physical brand of football, and that's what Pittsburgh is. That's what the Steelers are, and that's what they were when they won the 4 Super Bowls in the 70s and the Super Bowls in the 2000s. And I think we will be back there before you know it if we just stick with that mentality, stick with that physical brand of football, guys that love contact, guys that love getting muddy, guys that just want to be Steelers. So that's what I got for you. And thank you so much for the support. Let's go. Let's get a playoff win, baby. Go Steelers. Let's go.